I've always liked beans. They are so easy to grow, cook. They're delicious and nutritious. I had been growing different varieties of bush and pole beans in my garden, but this year I decided to give these amazing yard long beans a try. And I planted two different varieties of yard long beans. One is called Taiwan yard long, and they are green podded, and then another one is called red noodle bean. Green yard long beans are definitely true to their name. They are almost 3 feet in length, but I like to harvest them before they get that long. The red noodle beans are a little bit shorter. They are perfect when they are about 1 foot in length, even though they can get longer than that. This is how the pods look before flowers open, and they have the most beautiful bean flowers I've ever seen. It is this beautiful lavender color flower. You wouldn't even think it's a bean flower, would you? Yard long beans are legumes that are closely related to cowpeas, which is also called black-eyed peas or southern peas. Before you sow your seeds, you will save yourself from a lot of trouble if you set up a trellis ahead of time. You can also set up poles for them to climb up. They like a sunny location with a well-draining soil. They love warmth and heat, so you don't have to worry about sheltering them from summer's heat and sun. And you have to soak them after all of the risks of frost have passed. I do mine in June. Yard long beans are true legumes, so a soil without too much organic matter is best for them, because too much nitrogen will result in more leaves than beans. While yard long beans are fairly drought tolerant, but if you have really long dry spells, that will make bean pods tough and they won't grow as long. So give them at least 1 inch of water each week. One thing I noticed about these beans is that ants are attracted to them. And this might be alarming at first, but don't worry. Ants will not harm your beans. They will not eat the leaves. So they just like the nectar that the beans have. So there's no reason to drive them away. Just be careful when you pick your beans so you can peacefully coexist with the ants. These beans are so satisfying to harvest because they are large, it's easy to pick them, and they quickly add up to fill a basket. But please pick them when they are young and tender, because neglected beans can grow huge and become tough. You can cook them interchangeably with green beans, but I've noticed that if you try them raw, they taste like a sweet pea with pods. You know, early in the spring when you have peas in the garden and you eat it together with the pod, well, that's exactly how these yard long beans taste to me. The pods are stringless, tender, fleshy, and what's interesting to me is that green pods of the yard long beans have dark, almost black color beans inside the pod. You can see how beautiful these tiny little beans are. But then the red noodle beans are the opposite. When you open the pod, they have a light colored, kind of beige green little beans inside of them. So I love these two varieties. We'll definitely grow them again next year. How about you? Have you tried growing yard long beans? And if not, what are you waiting for?